Personally, I never was an avid reader. The only books I've read were for school assignments and nothing of my own interests. I read a quote that said an average CEO reads about 60 books per year, and I'm not sure how accurate that quote was or if it was even true, but it left me quite a bit intrigued. That's why on Amazon Prime Day, I decided to invest in an e-reader. I didn't want any old e-reader though. I wanted the best of the best, and I really didn't feel like doing any sort of research. So what do? I buy the most expensive Kindle out there, the Kindle Oasis. I wasn't sure if it was the smartest decision to buy at the time, but hey, it was on sale, so I just had to do it. The whole package is really neat, and I was actually really excited when it first arrived. I'm sure you regular readers would like to know the accessories I use, so here they are. Of course, I had to invest in a screen protector and a case, so I chose the fabric case from Amazon and the generic tempered glass screen protector. There's probably a bunch of you that use the Oasis without a case, but I just can't do that. I'm usually very careful with my devices, but there are some random times where I'm clumsy and accidentally drop them. The screen protector doesn't get in the way of the case, and the case doesn't really add much to the total footprint of the device. My expectations were unsure. At first, I thought I was going to get hooked immediately, but I ended up having to physically remind myself to read. For me, reading was a habit that I had to build up over time, so that's just what I did. The Oasis is super portable and light, so I sometimes take it with me whenever I'm going out and I know that I have to wait and chill somewhere. You can read under direct sunlight, which is one of my favorite things because I was never able to do that clearly with any of my smartphones or tablets. I recently started writing my daily tasks inside this little notebook, and it has helped me out tremendously. My productivity has been through the roof, and I'm actually accomplishing things that I've been wanting to accomplish for months, even years now. It's all thanks to this one video from Peter McKinnon. You can click the card or the link in the description to that video, but make sure to watch this one first. Basically, I would write it down in my little task notebook and crossed it out after I finished reading. I'm not sure if it's the constant reminder of having the notebook with me or the satisfaction of crossing out the task when I finish it, but this is what has helped me to read more. I usually read right before I go to bed, but sometimes I'll read when I have some spare time throughout the day. I'm still very guilty of mindlessly scrolling through my phone on social media, but having the Oasis next to me negates that problem sometimes. Of course, the temptation is still super tough to fight off, but I'm working to fix that little by little. You know, I've never thought reading on an e-reader would be so enjoyable. I've heard a bunch of people say this on YouTube, and it's true. It's that we always think, oh, we have our phones and tablets, we can just read on there. But being on a dedicated e-reader is a completely different experience. It's the closest thing to reading a physical book on an electronic device. Every time I read, I feel as if everything is moving in slow motion, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing. My mind is more open, and I feel as though thoughts are able to flow more freely. Sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes it's a bad thing, because I might actually be drifting off somewhere that's completely unrelated. And the more I read, the more I have come to love reading. I feel like this principle applies to many things. The more you do something, the more you find out if you've come to like or dislike that particular thing. If you hang out with a person, the more you'll like or dislike them. The more you run, the more you'll like or dislike running. That seems like a super easy concept, and it is, but I feel like reflecting on these sort of truths again helps one grow as a person. I'm actually really surprised myself. If I could give you a tip if you're just starting out on reading like I was, my one tip would be to read things that you like, things that you're interested in. It sounds like common sense, I know, but I mainly started reading to gain knowledge, and that's not always fun and games. I do still mainly read those types of books, but reading just self-improvement and finance books gets kind of stale after some time, at least for me. So what I like to do is switch it up and read a fiction book or a book about one of my hobbies. Just make sure to not tire yourself out, and you'll be fine. I still don't know if reading is for everyone or if reading is for me. However, I'm not going to give up on it that easily. That's because reading is slowly changing my life for the better, and I hope I've influenced you a bit if you're on the fence about reading. If I did, you know what to do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.